seen the flat design comeback that happened a few years ago. This particular style stems from the design period starting from the 30s to the mid of the 60s. This was enhanced by the opening of new Bauhaus School of Design in Chicago in the early 40s and the popular Swiss International Typographic Style in the 50s. A new era of advertising arose due to the evolution of the printing technology and the mass production of posters and billboards. The style was also a rejection of the characteristic of the previous Victorian style, a highly ornate and over-decorated aesthetic. Mid-century graphic design is well known for making complicated concepts into simple and highly visual forms. Some of the most well-known designers of this period are Paul Rand, Saul Bass, Josef Müller-Brockmann, and Wolfgang Weingart. Saul Bass was an American graphic designer best known for his award-winning title sequences. He created innovative title sequences by mixing graphic design and moving images. This collaboration resulted in a new way of displaying information while giving each movie its own identity. The movie titles introduced the theme of the movie even before the actual movie started. Like many art forms, mid-century design was a response to the previous style. There was an urge to make design simple and straight to the point. It all started with Art Deco. The style in this era was influenced by technology and geometric shapes. The mid-century modern style kept some of the touches from Art Deco, but opted to follow a more minimalistic approach. The style had some of those characteristics. Geometric shapes were the main choice of designers. Mixing basic forms to create a full composition led to a minimalistic style. Saul Bass created multiple posters using minimalistic but freeform shapes in his famous movie posters. Color palettes vary from decade to decade. It started as desaturated and monochromatic with the work of Piet Mondrian. It later evolved to saturated and playful with the work of Joseph Albers. Towards the 50s and 60s, the colors became even more vibrant. Space was a key component in mid-century design. Designers provoked the spatial relationship between positive and negative spaces. Many of the Swiss International Typographic Style posters include this playful feature. The Swiss grid was born during this time to create order and emphasis. Josef Müller-Brockmann's work was well known for its simple design and strong use of a grid system. In this poster for Musica Viva, Brockmann also used grids to add dynamism to the poster. The Bauhaus and the Swiss International Typographic Style were the two most influential schools in this era. The Bauhaus characteristics included playful typographic poster designs, while Swiss designers kept typography clean and traditional, with left paragraphs or center-aligned headlines. When it came to graphic design work, the mid-century fonts were generally geometric sans serif. A few of the most popular mid-century fonts were Futura, especially at the beginning, Universe, Fruiger, and Helvetica. The bold mid-century sans-serif font style communicated messages clearly, which was a big selling point when it came to advertising. You will see some of the main mid-century modern font characteristics in the famous ad for Volkswagen Beetle. The advertisement features a single car with simple word lemon in bold sans-serif. A few relaxed and less sterile mid-century sans-serif fonts used during this period are Accidents Grotesque and Franklin Gothic. The mid-century modern font style also included serifs. The anatomy of the slab serifs during this period included big and bold terminals with extreme curves and contrasts. Serifs like Century Expanded, Crow Modern, Hellenic White, Clarendon, and Pistile Roman were used for a friendlier take on layouts. San Marino is an elegant and geometric sans serif font. You can use this font for any of your fashion-inspired or thematic events. This font comes in 4 styles: regular, outline and italic versions. The numbers looks contemporary and slightly less geometric than usual mid-century fonts. Cartograph is a tribute to utilitarian beauty, which was seen very much at the start of the mid-century era. The package includes proportional characters, so you can choose between the two. This font comes in 8 weights, that's a total of 16 fonts for you to have fun with. Undeka Regular is a contemporary sans serif that combines geometric forms and strong type foundations. If you are making a thematic design piece, Let's Jazz is a fun mid-century font inspired by the advertising and lettering of this era. This jazzy typeface is condensed and comes in 2 versions. Font numbers and Let's Jazz convey fun and dance-like features. It also contains a lot of glyphs and support multiple languages. Schmalfett is inspired by the mid-century sans serif fonts of the 50s. It's a revival of the original Schmalfett grotesque with small changes to accommodate today's digital needs. Designer Jason Walcott did an amazing job with the font that strongly exemplifies the style of advertising during that time period. Classy MARISA is the right mix of minimalism, modernity and vintage style. The font has a classic feel by maintaining a low contrast between the thick and thin strokes. The low belt on the capital A is very similar to the mid-century sans serif fonts seen in the 30s. The font comes in 4 weights and includes some beautiful glyphs. The numbers are elegant, which makes it perfect for wedding invitations. Roger is another elegant and minimalistic font that resembles the mid-century sans serif fonts from the beginning of the period. This font is highly geometric and includes some interesting glyphs for some characters. The font comes in regular, bold and italic versions. Mid-century design saw a few slab serifs in use on advertising and billboards. Hellenic white is full of fun and personality. This type of font was especially popular in America as it was released in the 9th century as wood type. Many of the invitations and TV shows of the mid-century featured fun serif fonts. Herald is a font that's very close to the original being used back then. It is not your typical serif font, it has a handmade quality to it, but it still has clean edges. The baseline is different in each character, so it makes it look as if the letters are moving. This vintage-inspired font was created with a real Sharpie marker to display the imperfections. Mid-century fonts were very big in the 50s. You can see this especially in classic car logos released around that time. Carosello is a great gritty font to use for quotes or any vintage design layouts. This awesome script font has a great handmade quality to it. The letters are highly legible and uncomplicated, making it perfect for any type of medium you might need. This font duo consists of 2 fonts, a mid-century sans serif font and a script. If you are still getting used to pairing fonts, this is a great duo to get. The sans serif font is slightly geometric, but still has a handmade quality to it. The script font is dynamic and less movement to the sans serif. The combination of those 2 fonts is great if you are designing inspirational quotes. This script font is retro and modern at the same time. It is inspired by badges and signs. This script font style feels very natural and organic, making it perfect for brands that have handmade products. The Lemon is another script that has a brush and ink feel to it. Vintage, highly legible and fun, this font mimics many of the custom ink designs of the mid-century era. The font includes ligatures, stylistic alternates, swashes and end alternates. All these options are great to have if you want it to look natural. The mid-century design trend evolved over roughly 30 years. Art and design trends are usually a response to the previous style, and this was the case for mid-century design. The mid-century made a comeback just a few years ago and is still lingering with the flat design digital icons, not only in the graphic design field, but also in those dreamy Scandi-inspired interiors. Don't forget to show us your designs, and thank you for watching.